In the future, boxing matches are no longer as they used to be. Now they are starred by huge robots specifically designed and prepared to fight. Charlie was a well-known boxer, but with the rise of robots he has lost his fame, and now he is a poor man full of debts. He has an old robot built from scrap metal, with which he tries to compete in boxing again, but unfortunately does not do very well. One day, Charlie goes to a fair with his robot ready to fight. The host of the event, Ricky, challenges him to fight one of his bulls, and Charlie raises the bet to $20,000 as he is sure he will win. Ricky accepts the bet, but warns him of the dire consequences if he loses and doesn't pay his debt. Charlie doesn't seem too worried, and gives a demonstration for the audience before the fight. When it's time to fight, the bull charges at the robot, but the robot manages to tackle him easily. The robot dodges the animal's attacks, and quickly turns around to knock him out with a powerful uppercut. Thinking he has won, Charlie gets distracted and flirts with a woman in the audience, but before he can react, the bull charges furiously at the machine, sending it flying and tearing off its leg. The bull continues to charge the robot as Charlie begs for the fight to stop, but the animal shows no mercy and tears him apart, turning him into a pile of scrap metal. Charlie has no money to pay and tries to flee the scene quickly, hitting one of the two men who were following him. However, the strangers were not there to collect his debt. They inform him that his ex-girlfriend has just died, and now he must go to court for custody of his son, Max. Charlie doesn't care much for his son, and is determined to leave custody of Max to his ex-girlfriend's sister, Deborah. However, he changes his mind when he sees that the couple has a lot of money, so he decides to give them custody of his son in exchange for $75,000. The man accepts, but mentions that they will be out of the country for the whole summer, which makes Charlie demand $25,000 more for taking care of Max until they are back. The man is very cruel and heartless, but with all the money in his pocket, he soon buys a new robot named Noisy Boy. Charlie returns to his gym, where he lives with his girlfriend Bailey, and there we learn that he owes her money as well. The woman scolds him for buying another robot, and at that moment, Deborah and her husband arrive on the scene and leave Max at the door. Charlie and his son look at each other for a few seconds, and the boy is somewhat upset, but not because she sold it, but because he didn't get any of that money. Then Charlie goes to see his new robot, and upon opening the box all three are surprised and excited about the new fighter. The man tries to control it by voice commands, but the robot won't move. Luckily, Max is a big fan of robot boxing and knows all about them, so he quickly realizes that his default language is Japanese, managing to give commands to the robot with his basic Japanese. Bailey switches the language to Spanish, and with no time to waste, Charlie loads the robot into his truck to go to the nearest fight. Max wants to go too, and since he knows his father won't let him, he steals the keys to the vehicle, so he has no choice but to take it with him. They go to an underground fight club, and as Charlie is sure that this time he will win with total ease, he asks the organizer, Finn, to sign his robot up for the main fight. Max tries to talk some sense into him, saying they haven't even had time to train with the new robot, but his father ignores him and signs up against the champion Midas. The wrestlers go to their corners, and as the battle begins Noisy Boy takes the lead, delivering a devastating blow to his opponent. The robot continues to dominate the fight, but Charlie loses focus and Midas takes control, knocking Noisy Boy down with a single punch. The opponent keeps punching, and Charlie doesn't know what to do to counter the attack, as he was never familiar with the robot's controls. Midas takes advantage of the situation to break his arm, and in his weakest moment he takes his head off with an uppercut. Max blames his father for Noisy Boy's death, saying that he is irresponsible for making him fight without even knowing how to use it. Charlie doesn't want to take the blame, and orders his son to get in the truck if he doesn't want to spend the night on the street. Without much choice, they decide to stop at the junkyard to look for parts to repair the robot. As they check the place out, Charlie tells Max the story of how the boxing robots came to be, and the boy was so focused that he didn't notice the cliff in front of him. Max slides to his death, but gets caught in a robot's hand before falling. Charlie runs very worriedly to his son and manages to help him, hugging him tightly. Max breaks free of his arms to examine what saved his life, and to his surprise, finds the body of an old robot under the ground. The young man wants to dig him up and take him with them, but his father doesn't think it's worth it and leaves his son to work alone. After a long night, Max comes home with his new robot, and gets angry at his father for his bad attitudes. They take it inside for Bailey to check it out, and surprisingly he manages to get it to work. The three of them watch in admiration, and the robot immediately begins to copy Max's movements. Bailey is amazed, mentioning that the robot has the ability to mimic human movements, which is a very rare and valuable function. While washing the robot, Max discovers that his name is Adam. The boy goes to his father and comments that he wants to enter Adam in a competition, but Charlie tells him that Adam is just a sparring robot, claiming that he can take a lot of punches but not deliver them. The next day, Charlie goes with his son to the Robot Fighting Championship to try to get a sponsor to buy a new robot, but even his best friend refuses to invest in it. Frustrated and hopeless, the man allows Max to participate in a fight at the zoo, where the worst robots fight. The next day, Charlie wakes up and sees his son training Adam, programming and teaching him new moves with the function of copying. When they arrive at the zoo, Max negotiates with his opponent, and they agree that if Adam lasts one round, the boy wins $1,000, but if the robot doesn't survive, his opponent gets what's left of it. The fight begins, and Max takes control of Adam. The young man wants to hold on for one round, so he tries to dodge his opponent, but the enemy robot is vastly superior, and when the round is about to end, the opponent delivers a devastating blow that knocks Adam out. As time is about to run out, Adam miraculously gets up and survives the first round, winning the $1,000 bet. His opponent wants to go double or nothing for one more round, to which Max instantly agrees, despite Charlie's insistence that he not do so. As the second round begins, Adam dodges his opponent's first attack, and quickly strikes with incredible technique, causing the enemy's system to collapse and fall to the ground. The crowd goes wild, and Max is overjoyed to have won his first fight. Back at home, Max makes some improvements to Adam and asks his father to teach him how to fight, making him copy his moves. Charlie is hesitant and reluctant to the idea, since he hasn't boxed in a long time, but after thinking about it for a while, he decides to help his son by teaching the robot all his moves. Max, for his part, teaches the robot to dance, and with the work of both of them they put on an incredible show in the ring, beating all the opponents they face, gaining the recognition of the public and making a lot of money. With the popularity they have achieved, the duo is invited to participate in the official boxing championship, against one of the favorites, Twin Cities. As they prepare for the fight, a woman named Lemkova, who is the owner of the champion robot Zeus, makes them an offer that is hard to refuse. She wants to buy Adam from them for $100,000, but Max quickly leaves the room, explaining to his father that if the current champion wants to buy Adam, it's because she saw in the robot a real opponent. The fight begins, and Twin Cities enters the ring as everyone chants his name. Adam is not the favorite, but his spectacular entrance wins him a lot of audience. At the start, Twin Cities takes the lead, beating Adam mercilessly and cornering him against the corner, but soon Charlie discovers a weak spot in his opponent's shoulder, causing Adam to dodge the attack and manage to overpower him. Adam sticks to his opponent's body, and starts throwing hook after hook, weakening him until he manages to deliver the final blow, knocking him out before the end of the first round. The crowd goes wild, and before the referee can say anything, Max takes the microphone from him, publicly challenging Lemkova to a battle, and revealing that he wanted to knock them out of the league by buying Adam from them. Max and his father leave the stadium with the prize, but their celebration is interrupted by Ricky, who comes to collect the money Charlie owes him. They try to flee, but the group beats up Charlie and steals the prize money in front of Max. Worried about what might happen to his son, Charlie decides to take Max to his legal guardians early, which greatly saddens the boy, who walks away from his disappointed father. Charlie is unsure of his decision, and returns to Bailey seeking her help. He doesn't think he is good enough for his son, and mentions that Max will have a better life with his wealthy guardians, but his girlfriend tells him that a father's love is more important than anything. Charlie is moved and goes to Deborah's house, to apologize to Max for abandoning him and tell him that Zeus' team has accepted the challenge, which makes Max happy again. At fight time, Max and his father enter the ring with Adam, walking modestly as the crowd cheers them on. Charlie looks into the stands, and sees that Bailey has come to join them in the fight. The music starts and Zeus marches to the ring, entering with a big leap to intimidate Adam and get the crowd pumped up. The fight begins, and Zeus' first punch is so powerful that it knocks Adam down instantly. The little robot gets up as best he can, but is knocked out again by two devastating blows to his head. Adam does not give up, and gets up again only to be dominated by Zeus, who manages to corner him against the corner. Adam manages to recompose himself, and throws a powerful uppercut that stuns Zeus, taking advantage of the moment to continue striking. However, his opponent takes the lead again, and before knocking him out for the third time, the bell rings to end the round. Charlie quickly climbs into the ring, repairing his robot and leaving him ready for the next rounds. This time Adam manages to hit his opponent more, but not without taking a lot of damage in return. In the fourth round, Zeus manages to drive Adam into the corner, hitting him relentlessly in his midsection and causing his voice control to stop working. With no other options, Charlie decides to use the function that copies his moves to continue the fight. As the fifth round begins, the robots exchange blows, but you can tell that Zeus is losing strength from overheating. Charlie has a plan, and challenges his opponent to continue the attack. While Adam defends himself, Zeus uses all his energy to tirelessly beat his opponent, but before long he overheats and his system slows down. Charlie takes advantage of this moment to counterattack Zeus, hitting his opponent hard, who seems unable to react. Max can't believe what his father is achieving, and cries with emotion to see that he regained his passion for boxing and is very happy. Adam keeps punching, and finally manages to knock Zeus out for the first time. The robot manages to get up, but only to be dominated by Adam until the final bell rings. The fight ends, and although the judges declare Zeus the winner because he has more points, the crowd chants Adam's name and declares him the people's champion. Subscribe and turn on notifications to see more videos like this. Leave a like to help the channel out, and thank you for watching.